Hey there, this is a quick little video about replacing the front camera on a probably 2018 or a newer Chevy Traverse. My camera went through a car wash at somewhere around a little bit less than 10 degrees this winter, and transition from the hot temperatures to the cold air shattered the lens. So I found a replacement on a GM parts dealer, and had a hard time finding videos about how much work this would be or how to do it. There's a guy out there that's got a video on a Buick Enclave, which was very close. But anyhow, that was taken after it was all back together, and I wanted to get a couple spots here in the process. So let me flip this around. Okay, so first of all, you are going to have to take the bumper apart. I thought maybe I could finagle my hands in between the grill, and the other guy said take it apart, so I just started doing that anyways. And after getting in there, yeah, there's absolutely no way you could get that cable unhooked and redone. So let's take a look at the camera first, which is right down there. I have the new one in already, and the bumper removal starts with this piece right here, which has a bunch of plastic caps. You got to pull the plastic up out of them before you can pop them out of the top. Those are pretty self-explanatory, but that came from up there. Get that guy off first. And then you can take the whole thing off, but I saw another guy say that if you do just the passenger side, it's enough to get yourself enough room in there to wiggle around, and that was true. So the next thing you need to do is take off all these torque screws all the way up until basically where you see the bumper line shows. This piece here pops out of these divots there. I did take a couple more out just for good measure. You really want to use a plastic stretching tool so you don't break any of the plastic just pulling on that. That helps really get that out of there without doing damage. And then there is a screw that is connecting right there. You can see in the bumper that is coming right through here, which you can get from the top. It's gonna be hard to see pointed down in here. There we go. That's this guy right there. That's where the screw comes from, and take that out from the top. And then I started having some problems. But actually, there's one more set. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 screws that you'll want to take off of the back part of this piece of plastic here, which is connected to the front of the bumper. Easiest way to get that piece off of there, just so that you can pull it away a little bit more. So the part that I struggled with was getting this here to disconnect. It felt loose, but I could tell, that was really stuck in place. I found, just feeling around with my fingers, I found these screws in here, which I spent a lot of time trying to take out from the inside. I got them out, still didn't really do anything, and it turns out you really kind of just need to get your hands under this whole thing and yank on it. Kind of hard to get it out of these little plastic things that are holding the top of these in place. And then this piece here has got a couple notches on the bottom that are kind of feeling in there too. So again, there's really not a whole lot you can do. Maybe you could get your arm underneath and push up a little bit, but you really need to just kind of put a little pressure on that to get that out. So then the camera itself, from the inside here, you can see the wire is just kind of snaked in this channel here. There's a piece of plastic, which just seems like styrofoam, that you kind of got to pull out of the way too. That I already put back in, but that you can just more or less pull on outward like that to get it off. And then the wiring connector was a real pain too. That guy, I ended up pulling this whole thing out of the hole to get a visual on it, but this red tab here will come out halfway, and then it's got to be squeezed from one side to get it out the rest of the way. That has to be completely up before you'll be able to get the wiring harness out of there. So that one's a little bit of fun, and then of course just a couple torque screws on the camera itself. So that is it. I fired it up and took a look at it, and everything was completely working, so no reprogramming or anything like that to worry about. And going back together here should be probably a little bit quicker and easier than coming apart. So hopefully this helps somebody. One quick update as I was going back together. I remember there's a couple more down here that you'll have to do. So there's at least probably 3 or 4. You know, these ones that hang down lower, those don't have to come off, but the couple that, like the one on the corner and going into the felt there, gotta come out. And then also on the top, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up there that'll have to come out too. That's it. Yeah, that's here. Oh, and if you don't have one of these are great for your various torquing needs. Grab one of those.